July 13th, 2021. The truth is like acceptance. Its true nature can only be experienced, not learned, understood, or taught. Present practice. What is vibing? This is Vish, and the topic for this video is going to be the way to truly accept. That's it. The way to truly accept. You see, let's first observe this, which is the acceptance word, key word right there. I guess as I'm kind of reflecting on what I'm just saying, I'm realizing that I think the more appropriate title, which will probably be this right now, is how do we actually accept things? There we go. Now, let's look at the word acceptance. And actually, before I get there, let me brief you all up on the format for this video. And I'm kind of thinking about these all on the spot right now. But anyways, the first is going to be me talking about the word and what it means to me. And then eventually exploring the more spiritual dimensions behind the word. And then connecting it to the more practical use case of the word and how you can actually practice acceptance. So, yeah, there we go. That's going to be the general high-level format. Now, let's read this one more time. The truth is like acceptance. Its true nature can only be experienced, not learned, understood, or taught. I write these down every single morning. Now, what does that mean? It might seem like a somewhat, I understand what that means, or maybe it can sound very esoteric and really vague. So let's break this down. Acceptance. Accept. What does it mean to fully accept? From the experience that I have and the level of awareness that I have, it really just means and translates to be okay with. That's it. It's to be fully okay with. Not to think you're okay, not to think that you accept, but to truly accept. And now you might be then questioning this very common question, which is, okay, sure, acceptance is great and all, but I can't accept someone bullying me. I can't accept someone cheating on me. I can't accept someone being rude to me. You see, there's a key distinction that needs to be made, which is between the words of acceptance and agreement. You see, agreement means that you essentially you want what is the case. Okay, let's maybe explain that a bit more clear for you. So when you agree to something, it's you wanting. See, agree itself is kind of it's a word that is harder to describe. But yeah, it's essentially when you want something to happen. So I'm agreeing to these rules and conditions. I'm wanting to be on the same page, literally, with what is going to happen. I am almost, okay, I guess to take it a step further, you're giving into is maybe the term of agreement. Okay, to keep it simple, agreement is really just at the core you wanting something to be a certain way, and that's it. Now, whether it goes your way or not, that's where acceptance comes into place. You see, you can't always have the want and have the like go your way. You see, when you make it go your way, that is the agreement. But when it doesn't go your way, that's a disagreement. Acceptance transcends that duality of agreement versus disagreement. Accepting is surrendering to the isness of this moment, the isness of life. You are surrendering to life, accepting life. That is what acceptance is. So hopefully that clears up the difference between acceptance and agreement, and we're on the same page as to why you don't have to agree with everything. You don't have to want certain things to be the way they are, but I'll get to the why we must accept everything and how saying it is different than actually experiencing it. As I mentioned in this quote that I wrote this morning, experiencing it is way different than being told it. You see, the intellectual mind or logical mind, if you want to give them similar terms, when received a certain message or when perceived, let's just say received for this situation right now, when you receive it, it indicates that something is put in. But does your system actually accept it is a second thing. So for instance, I think this is a great example, and it just kind of popped in the mind right now, which is you ate some quote-unquote bad food. You are receiving it into the system, but then your body decides to let it out however it does, right? It doesn't agree to that food that's put in. You see, acceptance is realizing that you have actually had that food within you. When you deny the isness or you deny the now, that is where you are essentially not accepting life. But let's go back to the more, let's just say, relatively common or practical examples that includes, for instance, getting cheated on. I can't accept that I got cheated on in a relationship. I'm not saying I've been through this, or I'm not saying I haven't been through this. I don't want that experience to cloud what I'm saying. But the point is just to paint this example for the more clear understanding, or not even understanding, but the experiencing of the answer of what I'm about to give you. So someone cheats on you, whether it's a business relationship or it's a real relationship. So now you don't have to agree. See, this is where the agreement versus acceptance comes into place. You don't have to agree with the fact that you've been cheated with or not. When you choose to agree or disagree after it's happened, you're literally resisting the present moment, or not even resisting the present moment per se, with the life, because what happened. Whether you like it or not, that doesn't care. Life doesn't care about what you like or not. It all comes down to, are you surrendering to what has happened or not? Again, you don't have to agree to cheating. You don't have to keep getting cheated on. That's not the point I'm making. The point is to fully accept everything that comes your way. Acceptance is non-duality, as I've come to realize. It transcends the likes and dislikes. It transcends the good and bad. It transcends black and white. It's the union. Acceptance is literally a way to attain the union, or the yoga, that is, with the universe. This is the spiritual side to where I'm going now. Because when you accept it, you are truly just being one with it all. Whether you like it or not, that doesn't matter. That's your mind talking. I mean, this is maybe not the most optimal example, but I'm going to use it just for the sake. Maybe there's some animal, you have an animal, you have a dog, and or you're in the wild and you're a dog, and you happen to have some sort of physical intimacy, let's just say with some other dog, and then another dog comes by and it does it with the other. I mean, is the dog caring that's been cheated on? No. At least I don't think so. I'm going to make that clear. I don't truly know what the dog thinks, or if it can even think. At least as I've understood on this path, and I guess with the level of awareness that I have, dogs really can think. I'm not saying they can't feel, but they can't think. And so it's really just the egoic mind, the whole idea of, okay, that is my spouse, or that is my partner, that's the mind talking. Life doesn't care about what is yours and what is not yours. Life is, the only thing it cares about is everything, because there's no discrimination. Now, for us to be in line with life, it's all about us being in one with that life, which is to unconditionally accept everything without discrimination, the way life does. That is what helps us to be with yoga, or the union, with everything. When you're able to truly accept, I mean, let's just say you have, another example would be a chronic condition, some physical ailment that you have. That's pain. You have constant, and this is the more practical segment that I'm entering right now, which is you have constant elbow pain. Something I briefly had here and there from working out, but let's say you constantly have it. That doesn't mean that you seek out, make your other elbow get more pain because you agree with it. You don't have to agree with the pain, but you must accept the pain. Because when you accept it, you are fully at one with it is happening and that is it. I am one with it. That will cease the suffering. Acceptance literally helps you end suffering, because suffering is literally the space between what is and what isn't. Pain usually leads to suffering, whether it's emotional, physical, all those types of pain. But the reason it leads to that is because you are essentially having a certain pain and then you're not accepting it. That's it. And now let's just make this even more, let's say, practical. Hopefully this is being of help for you in understanding how you can start accepting everything. As I was trying to make the title, kind of losing track of what the title was initially, but it'll come. And essentially the whole idea is how to practice true acceptance. That's going to be it. How to practice true acceptance. And it will come down to the small stuff, as I've mentioned in the other video. It all comes down to practicing with the small stuff. Practicing with the easy stuff, like brushing your teeth. Let's just make this, again, I'm using analogies, but it's to get the point across, which is brushing your teeth and you have very little toothpaste. Not much. And you don't have any more toothpaste in the house, and you have to go to work. Making this as practical as I could. And you just can't leave the house, and you have to brush them before work. Now you can either sit there and resist what is not there, which is the toothpaste, or use as much of it as you can, and then just accept it, and then be and be. Be and be means literally the beingness, so be the beingness is what I meant. And now you could be more practical and then, take that a step further and be like, okay, I don't have toothpaste. Maybe I'll grab some mouthwash on the way. Yeah. Or maybe you create some sort of natural toothpaste from the house, whatever things you have. You look up a quick 1-minute video. Versus you sitting there and crying over not having the toothpaste and like, my whole day is ruined now. All because you didn't accept it. And going a step deeper into how the acceptance is like the truth, and the fact that its true nature can only be experienced, not learned or understood. It goes back to what I was saying earlier, which is the idea that I can say I accept toothpaste not being there, or I accept this pain. But then there's still that mental, emotional turbulence of like, I want to go away, I want to go away. Then you haven't attained true acceptance. The moment you're able to, even then, right? Even having like this mental chatter, for instance, it's important to accept that as well. That's like another deeper practice, if you can, where you accept the mind doing its thing. You observe it, and then you accept it. So in that case of pain, let's say you have that, elbow joint pain. True acceptance means that even if the mind is complaining about it, you're able to just be present. And there are indicators, right, of true acceptance, which would be the mind ceasing to, essentially, where I'm trying to go with this is that initially there might be a little formation of the mind complaining or worrying. But the key here is that eventually you practice true acceptance over not only that pain, but over the mind. You will notice that naturally the mind will quiet down. When the mind naturally quiets down, so do the emotions. And when the emotions quiet down, so does the pain. It's going to be there, but it's not going to affect you. True acceptance allows you to be connected but not affected. It comes down to being connected but not attached. And that's it. Just simple as that. Hopefully this video is able to help you with how you can practice true acceptance. If you maybe want me to make another video diving even deeper into this topic, or have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to comment down below. And with that, make it a great day. Take it joyfully. Present practice. Stay conscious. Ecstasy.